it's Kayla from the Salty Yankee, and today we're going to be assembling the Pilgrim hat, which is a little candy holder and also a place setting for a table. So here are all the pieces as they're cut. I did cut additional leaves just because I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with those yet. So we're just going to kind of leave those aside and work on those last. So I'm just going to move those guys over here. And the first thing we're going to do is work on our structure itself. So the hat comes in these 3 pieces. This is the base. This is the base where the candy will sit. And then this is the top, this piece. So let's move this away. And let's work on this part right here. So this is the part that will hold the candy. So this is a really simple structure. It's just gonna be this, this base, you're gonna fold like that, okay? And now all of these tabs, just go ahead and fold all of them in, because we wanna get our creases done before we actually do any gluing. So we're folding them all in, and then pull them all back out and fold in the smaller tabs. Okay, so you should have something that looks like that. And what we're gonna do now is 1 by 1 in a circle, just go ahead and glue those tabs to the base. So it's gonna end up looking like that. Okay, so I'm gonna get gluing this, and I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna add glue to the tab, and just gonna line up the edges and hold it there for a moment. And so see the structure is starting to form. And so you're gonna go around in a circle and glue all those tabs to that solid base. And you'll want to put your fingers through, you know, this hole right here. That will help you to grab a hold of it and line it up properly. The important thing is you just want it to be really straight. The 2 straight edges lined up with one another and the corners lined up with one another. You can use hot glue for this if you are an expert, but I like to use Barely Arts glue because I can sort of maneuver it around after pressing it because I need to get it perfect, and I never get it right the first time, so. But when you get to this last tab, just tuck it in, and then you can reach through this top bit to press down that tab. Okay, and then I like to go in at the end and just reach through this and just give all those tabs a really good press. So it should look like that. Oops. Okay, so this is gonna glue to your circle base. Just center it, put glue all on this back side. And press it down. And maybe hot glue would work best for this, but Barely Arts will do the job. Press it and hold it. You want to make sure that really sticks on, because that's the, you know, the support. Okay, like that. So now we have our bottom base, and this will fit a Ferrero Rocher candy. And I bet like other candies too, I'm sure. I'm gonna do a Design Space tutorial that will go with this, that will show you how to change the size of this in case you wanted to do like a Hershey Kiss or something else or nothing. So here's that. I'm gonna put that aside and let's work on the top. So I am gonna start by folding, so there's folds down each side, and then there's folds for each of these tabs on the top. Now the top also has, I don't know if you can see it, but there's these little semicircles on the top. That is to put our place setting name. So you'll also have to kind of give those just a little punch if your Cricut hasn't pushed all the way through. So I'm gonna fold this down. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fold. So it's gonna fold like that. So I'm gonna go on each one of these straight lines and I'm gonna give it a really good fold, all in the same direction. And then fold these tabs, you're gonna fold them downward. Okay, so you can kind of see the shape sort of coming together already, right? So we're gonna start at this base on both sides and we're gonna work outward, just gluing the tab to the tall part. So putting glue on this tab and lining it up, and take your time because you want the top, this is gonna be very visible from the top. So you want this to be very, very straight. Okay, and I'm not gonna do this last one yet. I'm gonna move over to the other side and start doing that one so I can kind of come around at the end and do that, excuse me, together. Okay, so when I get to the last one, I have the two tabs to glue and then I have this long tab. So I'm gonna start on this side, I'm gonna glue this top tab. That way I can still reach up through the bottom and get it straight. And so that leaves me with just this one panel. So I have the top and the long tab. So I'm gonna put glue on both of them. That way I can fold it into place and hold both of them to get just the right shape. So I'm gonna tuck this in like that so the line is nice and straight. Line it up really nicely. And what I'm doing right now is I'm holding it on the bottom first just to make sure that that base is gonna be nice and straight across. And then I'm moving upward to make sure the rest is locked in place. I just wanna make sure that that bottom is the most important to be straight because that will determine if it sits crooked or not. And then you can reach up in there and make sure that top tab is locked down. And so now you've got this little thing. Okay. Okay, so I have my top, I'm gonna stick it onto the base. Now this is gonna be a really tight fit because I wanted you to be able to pick it up, right? I didn't want you to have to like, you know, stick your fingers under here to try to lift it from the bottom. So you can pick this up as it is. So it's gonna have a little, you know, it's gonna be a little tough. So that's why the glue on the bottom was so important. Here's the top, you just hold the bottom and lift it off. We have this belt right here. So let's fold it. So it's obviously gonna wrap around the hat. So let's get our lines folded. And please make sure that you wrap this belt around when it's already on, because you don't wanna put it on too tight and then it won't, you're gonna squeeze it, you know what I mean? So just like this. And I would first wrap it. Now, keep in mind too, if you happen to have a spot on here that ended up ugly, put it so that the back, which would be this tab part, is on the same side, so you can display the pretty bit. The other thing is, if you have a preference on which way you want your name to be facing, if you want these up and down or left and right, figure that out now, because you want, you know, the ugly part where this is glued to be in the back. So let's see, I'm doing Ramsey's name. So I want it to be like this, Ramsey. So I want my back to be here. So the way I would do it, find where you want it, line up what you would be calling your front. So right here with the these lines lined up. Okay. And then make sure your tab comes around. It does. So I'm gonna glue it right here. That way I know I'm starting with a, and don't do it all the way at the bottom either. Do it a little bit up, because remember we have this little buckle. So just like a teeny bit up from the bottom. And hold it there. So I don't know if you can get a good look at, that's how far up. Oops, where am I? That's how far up from the bottom I did it. I'm just holding it there. And then I can go to all my other sides and I can add glue. Okay, and now I've got the side with the tab. Now you can see I didn't press down this back one because I'm gonna tuck that in. So even though I'm pressing and pulling, see how it's still like, you can still see the tab. It's not like totally perfect. So that's why I said, make sure this is at the back, because I mean, it's not the end of the world, but also if you're a perfectionist, you know, you're gonna notice that, so. And now the solution to that would simply to be just move it up, because it gets more narrow as you go up. So if you move it up, it'll fit, you know, looser, I guess. So now I have my little belt, and just remember where your back is. So my buckle's gonna go here. So buckle. And I'm gonna line up the buckle with the bottom of this top piece, not with the base. So here's our little hat, okay? And now we're gonna do the place setting bit. So I did a print then cut name. You can use vinyl, but this is quite small, so printing was a lot easier for me. So I'm just going to layer. I'm gonna do my orange. So I got my little place setting, and I didn't do it very evenly, but you know what? It's whimsical. So I've got my name on there, and now you can just slide this in. And if these aren't sticking up, just take the top off and reach in from the bottom. So I'm just gonna slide it in. So I'm thinking that for this leaf, that I'm just gonna put it sort of like that. I think that's kind of cute. So I guess what I would have done, oh, it'll work. I'm gonna stick it under, and then I'm gonna kinda, oh, I love it, so cute. And there it is. So you have your, I'm gonna let that dry, but you have your candy holder, and then you can put their name on the top for their place setting at the table, and you can pop that by their plate. And then there's a little, you know, little treat after dinner, you know, to put their little candy in. So. And that's it. If you make this project, please tag me. I'm on Instagram at @thesaltyyankee. You can also email me, info@thesaltyyankee.com. If you have pictures and videos of your projects that you want me to share on Instagram, I love sharing them. So please let me see what you do with this file, and feel free to make changes, make it your own. I love to see them come to life. So thanks for watching and have a good day. Bye.